You would think paying $3,000 to bail your daughter's boyfriend out of jail would earn at least a little gratitude. Instead, it started a family war, a war over money, resentment, a 4-year-old little girl, and one incredibly awkward brunch invitation that somehow destroyed an entire relationship. And by the end of this courtroom showdown, Judge Judy was calling someone ridiculous to their face, while the entire courtroom tried not to laugh. But the real twist: the man at the center of all this still claimed he was the victim. If you enjoy courtroom drama, liar gets exposed moments, family arguments that spiral completely out of control, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and let's get into this unbelievable case. This story begins with a young couple living together with their 4-year-old daughter. The woman, her boyfriend, her parents, her older daughters from another relationship, and a growing pile of tension that had apparently been building for years. At first glance, the lawsuit sounded simple. The parents claimed they loaned the boyfriend money for bail after he got arrested, and he never properly paid them back. Simple enough. But the moment Judge Judy started asking questions, things immediately stopped making sense. Because according to the boyfriend, the reason he ended up in jail was for something minor, driving on a suspended license. That alone already sounded suspicious. But then Judge Judy heard the bail amount, $50,000, for driving on a suspended license. And that's when Judge Judy paused, because something about that number didn't add up. Most people watching could already sense it too. There was clearly more to this story. Judge Judy immediately started digging deeper. Turns out, this wasn't just one innocent mistake. There were previous tickets, missed court appearances, outstanding warrants. Suddenly, the poor misunderstood guy narrative started falling apart piece by piece. And his girlfriend's parents, they still stepped in and helped him anyway. They put up $3,000 to get him out of jail. Not because they trusted him, not because they owed him anything, but because their daughter loved him, and because there was a child involved. That little detail changes everything. Because when children are involved, families tolerate behavior they normally never would. And that's exactly what happened here. At first, the repayment situation was already messy. The boyfriend admitted he barely paid anything back. Then the daughter jumped in with a strange explanation involving checks, partial payments, and needing money returned for gas and food. The numbers kept changing. $200, $400. Then suddenly $200 came back. Nobody could explain anything clearly. And Judge Judy noticed it immediately. The entire courtroom started feeling uncomfortable because every answer sounded shakier than the last. But then, moving deal came up. Apparently, the boyfriend had helped the parents move houses. And according to the parents, they agreed to credit some of that labor toward the debt. Sounds reasonable. Except boyfriend instantly denied it. Then seconds later, the story started changing again. And that's when Judge Judy noticed something strange. Every time details became specific, nervousness increased. The boyfriend stumbled over titles, called the father a father-in-law, then a stepfather, then I don't know what he is. At that point, even Judge Judy looked irritated, because this wasn't normal nervousness anymore. This was the kind of confusion people show when they're trying to improvise the truth in real time. And Judge Judy said exactly what everyone watching was thinking. I only make people nervous when they're not telling me the truth. The courtroom laughed, but underneath the laughter was something much more uncomfortable. Because the boyfriend kept trying to dodge accountability without realizing Judge Judy had already read him completely. Still, money wasn't even the real reason this family exploded. The real explosion came during Christmas. And honestly, this is where the case turns from financial drama into emotional chaos. According to testimony, the grandmother had taken the older granddaughters out shopping and later planned a brunch outing. But she didn't include the 4-year-old child, and for some reason, that became the emotional trigger that blew up the entire family. The boyfriend claimed the little girl felt excluded, that she wanted to go. That feelings got hurt. At first, it almost sounded sympathetic, until Judge Judy broke the entire situation down with brutal honesty, because from her perspective, this wasn't cruelty, this was reality. There's a huge difference between taking teenagers and adults out for brunch versus spending the day chasing around a toddler. And Judge Judy explained it in the most Judge Judy way possible. She basically said sometimes grandparents want a peaceful outing, not bathroom breaks every 2 minutes, not cutting someone's food, not answering endless toddler questions, just one relaxing afternoon with older grandchildren. And the moment she explained it, Everything clicked. Suddenly, the boyfriend's outrage started looking less like concern for the child and more like personal resentment. That's when the courtroom tension skyrocketed because Judge Judy realized something important. This argument was never really about the little girl. It was about buried anger, anger over the debt, anger over dependency, anger over feeling judged by the girlfriend's parents. And Christmas brunch simply became the excuse for all of it to explode. Then came the final reveal. After the brunch incident, the boyfriend got angry when the grandmother parked in the driveway a certain way. Such a tiny thing. But tiny things become massive when resentment has been building for years. He snapped. Words were exchanged. And according to testimony, the entire situation spiraled into chaos. At that point, Judge Judy had seen enough because by now, the pattern was obvious. The parents helped him financially. He barely repaid them. Every conversation became an excuse. Every misunderstanding somehow became someone else's fault. And worst of all, he still couldn't take responsibility. Then Judge Judy delivered the final blow. She told him directly that he owed the remaining balance, $2,350, case closed. But even after losing, boyfriend still walked out insisting everything was unfair. That might honestly be the most revealing part of the entire case, because some people can lose in court, hear every explanation, watch all their contradictions exposed, and still convince themselves they were wronged. That's what made this episode unforgettable. Not the money, not the brunch, not even the courtroom arguments. It was the psychology behind it all. A family trying to help someone who never fully appreciated the help, until resentment poisoned every relationship around him. And Judge Judy saw through it almost immediately. But what do you think? Was the boyfriend treated unfairly? Or was Judge Judy completely right about everything? Drop your opinion in the comments below, because this case definitely split viewers. And if you enjoy dramatic courtroom breakdowns, emotional family disputes, and viral Judge Judy moments where the truth slowly unravels in front of everyone, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and check out the next courtroom recap coming up on the screen right now.